All right, 4 o'clock on the dot. So we're gonna 5:01. All right, timer set. There we go. So 4 o'clock. And we're just gonna go an hour. So we stopped at line 450 in server. We're continuing reviewing whether certain objects are race condition prone, and that's where we're gonna pick up. So let's go to server. Alright, so we saw a few things that could be fixed, that could be optimized. I mean, they're not like bugs per se, but it's not optimized. And, you know, we want our code to be nice. So I notice here we have, couldn't we move this to be executed prior to main while loop since it's only to be set 1x per thread run? And I tend to agree with myself because the transfer lock, I mean, if you're on server, like, your current client is never gonna change. Each client thread has its own current client. That doesn't change. Like, it's not received data or whatever. It's the identity of the server. So let's go ahead and basically we just remove all this, like all of this. Transfer lock, transfer list. Yeah, so we would copy this. And we'll. Oh wait, so I messed up somewhere because. Oh, it's white because. Well, actually, I don't know why. It shouldn't be white anymore. Oh, because transfer lock's not defined yet. So what we'll do is we want to put this. We do this right here, right before the start of the main while loop, and okay. Current client ID is equal to 1. So we'll just put this right here. Actually, let's fix this indentation. Why did it? Why? Like, why did it do this? Something about copy and paste in I don't know if it's VS Code, but it always messes it up. Oh yeah, I forgot to check our extensions. Let's check them. Okay, they look good. Client ID is equal to 1. Other con equals self, con 2. So let's put that right here. Assigns other con equals self con 2 because if we were to assign it earlier on from client 1 perspective, self con 2 is still equal to none. We can't assign other con until client 2 has been connected, which is verified at this point in the third client. Okay, yeah, that's a good comment right there. So we'll put that right here, and we'll put it at the top. Okay. Now there was some other code that we could have moved, I think. So now the transfer lock is gonna be assigned. It gets assigned. So this is good, I think. So this is for client to client receive data transfer section. Okay, yeah, so we assign transfer lock, transfer list, other con lock. What about con lock? Con lock isn't assigned. We need to put that up here. I mean, technically we could put this assignment up here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we should just put it up here. Because that's where everything, like, this is preliminary assignments of stuff. I feel like this is the, like, this would be the place where we would do this. So let's, yeah, let's do that. Because it's just, like, kind of extra down here. Like, why? There's no reason to have it down here. The only thing we do need to keep down here is the other con assignment because of the reason that we stated in the comment. If client number is equal to 1. Actually, let's put this like down here. Okay, so now we'll move this. Now what's up with this receive data storage date? I'm just looking at this and I'm like, wait a second. Shouldn't we, I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure we need to have this, like, why do we only have C2 to C1? What about C1 to C1? Where's the code for, like, why is the receive data storage only C2 to C1? I don't understand. Why did we do that? I know we don't set other con for right here. Start to 0 plus equals 1 for each thread a client verifies, later reduced by 1 if a client DCs to ensure the section is run when they reconnect so the client doesn't get stuck. The walk client ID is equal to none. And client by early stages. Yeah, I don't really understand. Like, I get that, but to ensure the section is run when they reconnect so the client doesn't get stuck. Okay. Then we do if ready 0 and num is equal to 0. Okay, if int of con receive 1.decode is equal to 1. But what if it's equal to 2? Wouldn't it be, if it was the second one, wouldn't it be equal to 2? I'm so confused by this, bro. Why would this? So we're sending them their ID. We say ready, okay? What is like? I gotta look up the correspondence section because I'm having trouble understanding what's going on here. I'll be right back. Alright, take a little shot of coffee. I'm sleepy. Okay, I'm back. Okay, yeah, so while self-verified ID is not equal to 2, ready 0. But this is what I don't understand. Why does it if it's equal to 1? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's get client ID, right? That's what this is. We send them their ID, and then this get client ID. It's got client ID string equals socket receive 1. It decodes it. Verify received equals string 1 encode. Okay, and then it sends it back. Okay. Okay, so it's always 1. It's not the ID. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes sense now. That was really confusing to me. So like, why do we even check this then? If it's always gonna be... Oh, we're just making sure that it's the right message, that's all. Okay. Now we have self-verify, And I should probably move this try except out to be like, why do we have... Like, why do we have separate try excepts? Like, is there really a reason? Well, I guess it just kind of divides it up a little bit. There's really no problem with that. Okay, so now we have if current client ID is equal to 1, other con equals con2. So we can put this right here instead. I think it's a little better here. Yeah, so this should be good. I'm just like tired, bro. I'm trying not to be tired, but I'm tired. I took a little shot of coffee. It's a little late for coffee, but whatever. I don't want to be all sleepy. Coding when I'm sleepy is just it's no fun. So let me just say conlock equals the fuck did that? Yeah, there we go. So now we have all this stuff assigned up here where it should be. That's better. I'm like, honestly, we can leave this step by step, but just whatever. Who cares? Okay, here we go. Put this to work after this on conlock prior to this. Okay, so that's what we did. But shouldn't we don't okay, so I think we need to use the lock for ready 0. Because that is like the data that the con receives, right? As far as I understand it, I would say yeah, like it might already be just like data at that point, but I feel like we should lock that. Am I wrong there? I don't know. I like if you don't know, then just err on the side of safety, right? So that means below line proposal, add logic to extend this to include or if reconnecting DC during receive section and have saved. To extend this to include or if reconnecting. I have no idea what that means. I'm getting rid of that. That's something to do with the save state system that I haven't added yet that I probably won't add. So yeah, this gets handled by conlock, this gets handled by conlock, because this all is deals with the con. Okay, yeah, so that's good, I think. Well, actually, so this needs to not be something's wrong with the indentation here. How did this happen? What did I do? Okay, so this was all supposed to be under if ready. So everything other than if ready needs to be indented. So not just header string right here. Yeah, it should be with conlock and then indent and then ready and then if ready and then indent and then header string, header amount, all that shit. So with conlock, indent, ready, if ready, and then all this should also be indented. Yeah, there we go. All this. This is only for if ready. Damn, that's a lot. Yeah, so all this, bam. And then right here, this is actually not, that's not the next above section anymore. We changed it. Okay, so that was a lot of code I just indented. Let me make sure I got that right. I'm pretty sure I did though. So we have with conlock, go back to the top here. So while true, if, else, transfer section, else to release. Then we say receive section with conlock, ready, if ready, indent, and then only if we have something to receive, we get the header string, header amount, num list, do all that stuff, get the header amount. Into header. Okay, here we go, minus 33. And then we do, this doesn't need to be run every, while the iteration can just be assigned once client there does not change. Yeah, so we assigned the conlock already. So we get rid of this. And now we have with conlock. So this all needs to get unindented, right? Like so, bam. Yeah, so we have if ready, header string, header amount, num list, iterate through this shit, get the header amount, use the conlock to assign client 1 inc data. Well, actually, so we would have to check. So we could assign. So C1 inc data. Now that gets reassigned every while loop. That changes. So we just say with conlock, if current client.id is equal to 1, client side parallel to this adder would not need to be client 6 since we're from a single thread. Okay, and then we would do else, which is saying elif current client ID is equal to 2. We would then get the self.c2 inc data. Okay, so then with conlock we get the inc data via con receive header amount, and then we have received data equals pickle loads inc data. So C1 received data pickle loads inc data. Well, C1 received data. So this would actually have to go. Self C1 sender ID. Okay, I understand now. So I have to say if current client ID is 1. we only need the lock for this line. We don't need the lock for the other stuff. Okay, yeah, so we have current line is 1, ink data equals C1 else, ink data is C2, and now we just have to like move all this. Up into right here. So now we have with conlock receive that data, and then we have if current client ID is equal to 1, the ink data equals self C1 ink data, self C1 receive data equals pickle loads ink data, C1 ink data equals reset. See, this is dumb shit. This is extra stuff right here. All this like changing from term to term. This is for the perfect save system that we haven't implemented yet. It was like code that I started to make. It really makes it like way more complicated, harder to read. And like now I see I should probably go back and well, I just shouldn't have implemented it until I was really ready to do it, you know. It just made things more complicated. I should have added it all at once. Like doing it like that, I mean, it was good. It was good intentions. I mean, honestly, do you do anything with bad intentions like when you code? Obviously not, but you still do dumb shit. Anyway, data will be in one of 3 formats. So what comment was that for? So this was for receive data, pickle loads, deserializing data. Okay, yeah, so this was for self C1 receive data. Okay, so it goes up here. So this needs to be changed to 2. C2, C2, and then C2, and then C2 sender ID. Run. So the conlock, and then using the conlock to receive the data at the header mount. And see, we already have that now up there. So this is taken care of, and so is ink data equals that. So okay, alright, I already had all this. So let's just, yeah, let me just review it. So we have, with conlock, we have this one, okay, we have ink data. Now we're gonna have the comment, receive data. Why is that not matching? C2 receive data, pickle loads. Okay. We have C2 ink data equals reset. C2 data equals C2 receive data, and then C2 sender ID equals receive data 0. Yeah, so all that's good now. We can get rid of this. This is for the perfect save system, which doesn't exist yet. Now we have sender ID, assignment, send ID. And this was for save, this is for save purposes. It's kind of dumb, honestly. Like, I don't know. I think there's a better way to do it. All this, like, extra self C2 receive data, self C2 ink data, and then, like, we had ink data assigned right here, and, you know, it was attempts to implement a perfect save system, which we never really did, so it just looks really complicated. Sender ID is equal to, so I think the indentation here is correct. So let's review. So we have with conlock ready, if ready, header amount. We use the conlock to receive it. Then we say if ID is equal to 1, we assign ink data to C1 and do all the C1 stuff, and then else we do the same thing with C2, and okay, I was making sure that was matched up. Then we do the same thing with C2, and then we have the sender ID, and this is inside of the if ready. So yeah, this is correct. Sender ID, core data, sender ID. Yeah, so all this is good. Yeah. Okay. But I do. So you see here we have the assign to proper sent data storage dict and receive data storage dict. So we have that assigned here. Why do we have this assigned up here? Oh, because this is for the transfer list. Okay. So actually, well, yeah, the transfer list is going to be static per client thread. It's not going to change. So if you're C1, it's always going to be C2 to C1 transfer. And then if you're C2, it's going to be C1 to C2 transfer. And but the received data and the sent data storage dict, this is going to be specific to the transfer. Yeah, because it's coming from C1 and it's going to C2 and it's the received data storage dict. So C1 to C2, which we're receiving, that's correct. But we need to change this to be transfer received data storage dict, and then the same thing for this. So now it's more specific. We have the transfer received and then the transfer sent. And now if we go down, well, we could actually put the transfer stuff in it. See, that's the thing, like, yeah, like picking spots where to put code, honestly, sometimes, like honestly, we could put this in the transfer, but I don't want it to be, if it doesn't need to be assigned again and again, which it doesn't, that's where we should put this. Yeah, so that's the distinguishing like logic right here that dictates that it should be placed here. Okay, so now we have the transfer received data storage dict, and we're gonna go down here to the, let's see, where is it? Here we go, right here. Right here. So this is deleting from the send data storage dict, and this would actually be the transfer sent. So this should be transfer sent data storage dict, and then this should be transfer received. So if we're client 1, we're going to be doing the send data storage dict would be if it's received verification, yeah. So if we sent something to client, if we're client 1, we sent something to client 2, client 2 sent it back, and then it got transferred from client 2 to client 1, that would be the C2 to C1. That would be the transfer received. So in this case, it would have been the C1 to C2 sent data storage dict. So this would delete it from C1 to C2, and this would receive so in case it's received by data by delete core data from that. So this would be from C2 to C1 receive data storage dict. Right? If we're client 1. For client 1 it would be C2 to C1 received. And we would store it in that. Okay, yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, so all that's good now. Should be anyway. Kind of complicated stuff. A lot of code here, boys. A lot of code here. So much code. Holy shiitake mushrooms, dude. It's a lot of code, my dude. Wow. Alright, so we kind of changed a good little bit right here. But if you remember, we were going through looking for con. So we'll just finish that real quick. Then we're going to do a test because I changed a good bit. And I just want to make sure I didn't break anything. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Alright, yeah, I think the caffeine hit me. I'm feeling a little bit more awake than I was. And that hour went by really fast, huh? It's almost over. Okay. Client ID is equal to 1. I'm just scanning through here right now. Do storage dictionaries need to be locked? That's something I'm gonna add. That I'll check that next. I'm so fucking done with this project. Jesus Christ. I don't like even looking at this stuff no more, bro. I literally don't like looking at this anymore. Not even kidding. Like, not even a little bit, dude. I don't want to see it anymore. All of it. I don't want to see it. 4 to 2 counter. Yeah, leaving this number 1. Yeah, so we can get rid of this. Because we know that the 4 to 2 counter was actually the way to go. We figured that shit out, didn't we? It took me a really long time to figure that out, man. That was not easy. Oh my god, look at all this. Like, what is this, dude? Did I actually make all this? I did this? Me? Why? Why'd I do all this? Below 3 lines, 11 through 24, these could be all be moved to occur prior to the main while loop since they only be set 1x per client thread run. True. So much comment. Cal lock, con lock, other con lock. That's actually already set. I'm getting a new keyboard off of Temu, dudes. I'm getting a low profile keyboard, one of them ones with the little tiny keys, like a laptop keyboard, you know, where like you don't have to like lift up and then move your fingers. You can just like glide your hands. You can type so much faster. I can literally type twice as fast and probably better with less mistakes on a laptop just because of the way the keyboard is. Yeah, so correct line ID is equal to 1, verify correct information, change the name of C1 counter lock to be C1 changed attribute list re-entrant lock, because that's just the way I like it, okay? It's stupid, that's a stupid name, it's confusing, like what is that for? C1 cal re-entrant lock. Well, I know cal stands for change attribute list, but let's just be explicit here. So this does need to be run. We do need to require and I just realized like we could for send section, like we could assign the because we're always gonna send from C1 change attribute list. We could literally set the we could set this, both the lock and the change attribute list, to like a name, a different name, like that would be used for both clients, to where we don't have to check if its current client ID is equal to 1. We could just already know, like we don't have to check current client ID, because we already know from the very beginning of the while loop, before the while loop, we already know what our current client ID is for. So me like checking it again and again and again throughout this while loop is really silly. In threaded client, it never changes. I know why I had it the way I had it before. It was because I was adding in code and like working on new systems, so I was like, you know, really focused on that. And that's just the way coding is. You can't always like look at every, you can't have a bird's eye view while you're looking through a microscope, you know, like you have to look through the microscope, then you zoom out later, you look through the bird's eye view and you see, okay, hey, it works on a microscopic level, but I see how it can like be better and cleaner and just smarter, easier to read, etc. by zooming out and looking at it through the bird's eye view. And that's what we're doing right here. We're looking at everything through the bird's eye view. So it's not that I did dumb code or bad code, it's just it all works and is valid, but it's kind of repetitive and not optimized. So we're running through this, optimizing this, making it nice. So if current client ID is equal to 1, verified correct indentation. So this can just get removed, like this would be gone. And then we would change this namespace to just be called like the cal reentrant lock, and it would either be C1 or C2. Same thing for this. If length, instead of checking if length of C1, we would just check like the change attribute list. It could be C1 or C2. That would get assigned way earlier. And then same thing here. We just would release the cal reentry lock. Set this to true. These three are already so like see that we have the cal lock and we assign it here, which is strange. See, so how we do this twice? See all this code right here? And then we do it again right here, but for client too. So we're gonna change all this. We're just gonna cut this in half with a few changes. We're gonna cut that in half. Okay. But first, I wanted to test because I did change a good bit of stuff. But like we can remove conlock and other conlock because that's already set. And then same thing down here with conlock and other conlock. That's already done. This, these can all be moved to occur prior to the while loop since they'll need to be set. Or let's say this is just going to be changed to be below line. Can be moved to occur. Fucking bug or something. What is this? Get my leg itch. Fuckers. Can be moved to occur prior to the main while loop. So this needs to be changed to this. Alright, now I'm gonna put from right here we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 below section can be cut in half by assigning most of these objects to client ambiguous namespaces. Do this next. Okay. Okay, so now we can get rid of this. Well, we'll comment this out. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so now we're gonna test this and make sure everything works before we change anything else. So we're gonna run the server, and we're gonna run the client. Alright, now we're gonna run the client again. And remember, we might have fixed the waiting other player bug. Watch it show up on the first try. There it is. That's funny, bro. I'm like, oh, we might have fixed the bug. No, we didn't. There it is. I hate that bug, dude. I'm gonna fix that shit one day. I'm gonna find it. I'm just, once I get everything else out of the way, I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna fix that stupid ass bug. Okay, now it's... Okay, that's weird. You normally don't see that twice in a row. So I might have messed something up here, dudes. Oh man. Okay, yeah, so I think I broke something. Son of a bitch. I broke something. It's not working like it's supposed to. No, huh? Damn, honestly, I thought I did it right, bro. I broke something. Fuck. Ah, man. Now it does it all the time. Um, that's weird. That means strange. The intermittent bug now is a hard bug. Well, you know what? That might be better actually, dude. If this will reveal the source of that bug that was intermittent, it was like a 1 in 20 chance of happening, of now like being 100%. Now like I have to, like now I'm gonna be able to find it. You know what I mean? Instead of like, having to wait for it to occur, I can actually find it and fix it. So that's bad news because I broke it, but it's might be good news because I might have broke it in such a way that revealed a hidden broken piece of code, you know? So like I actually fixed it where it's all, and if that makes sense. Like, you know, it's more secure, but it's still broken. We got to figure out what exactly is causing that waiting other player to be assigned, or like it's still waiting for the other player. But as you can see, the second player just got connected. It's acting as if it's still waiting for the other player. One of the players, it actually works like 50%, but the other player never moves on from this waiting other player. So I don't think it'll be a terribly hard bug to solve. We just have to gotta be careful. See, I'm glad I didn't change any more though, because I didn't change that much. I changed a little bit, like I moved some indentation, but I'm pretty sure I was really diligent about it. I actually don't think I introduced any bugs here. I don't think like I messed up in what I just did. I think this like fixed it. It couldn't have. I might, but I think I actually quote unquote fixed it to where now that intermittent is like constant. Um, reveal like there's something else that's causing that, and we're gonna figure that out next time. So I'm not like really mad that I broke it. It's like breaking in a good way, you know. Below section can be cut in half by signing. So we'll actually stop here. We're gonna put 324 stopped here. And that's line 743 in server. Okay. And now we're actually gonna stage our changes and stuff today. So that was 1 hour. So we did 2 hours, a little over 2 hours today, which is good. But we actually didn't ended up reviewing server pi threaded client, logic main while loop, and otherwise. and before main while loop. Ended up reviewing servers and before main while loop. And saw improvements that could be made. Began those improvements. Introduced a bug in the process which causes the game to always save clients. One is waiting other player may have revealed the or may have made non-intermittent the intermittent waiting other player bug only as suspicion. And then we stopped. Alright, there we go. So let's copy that. Let's go back over here, things to do. Finish associated logic and server by. Alright, so let's cd out to the root of the project. Now we're going to get branch, make sure we're on the right branch, which we are. We're going to get add dot to add everything, get commit dash m, paste in everything. There we go, 6 files changed, 206 insertions, 225 deletions. Now we're going to do get push Canasta secondary. Okay, now we're done here. I'm gonna go to, whoops, I must have clicked the wrong thing. Programming, projects, Canasta. We're gonna copy this one, go to the backup, delete the old one. Now paste it in. Enter into it, go to text, devlog, control end to check the date, 11/3, that is today, so we're good. Let's go back out. We're gonna rename this to 11/3 to reflect the last time it was backed up locally.